So is taking glutamine important? Does it give you muscles and make you buff? I'm going to be talking about that in this video. Check it out.
Let's go.
Hi and welcome. I'm Coach Tonya with Critical Bench. And in this video today, I'm going to be talking about glutamine and is it important? And if it is, why? Or is it not important? So we're going to talk about a few things. But before I get to that, I have a free gift that I want to send you. It is the Protein Shake and Smoothie Recipe Book, loaded with great, delicious recipes for anything. They're awesome. And the free shaker cup. So if you click on that pinned comment below, I'm going to send you this, okay? So, hey, who doesn't like free gifts? All right, so glutamine. What is glutamine? Well, glutamine, it's an amino acid, and it's naturally produced in the body, and it's also found in some foods. Now, I need my glasses because I've got some notes I want to make sure I don't miss. Now, it exists in two forms, L-glutamine and D-glutamine, L-glutamine being the important one, and that's the one that is found naturally in your body and in some foods. And essentially, it's an energy source for intestinal and immune cells. So, what does the research actually tell us about glutamine? Not what do your buddies at the gym tell you, not just some random person on the street or the person at GNC selling you supplements. What does the research say? Well, here's what the research does tell us. That due to its role as a building block of protein, some researchers have tested whether taking glutamine as a supplement improves muscle gain or exercise performance, and numerous studies have shown that it really has no effects on muscle mass or performance. There you go. So essentially, taking glutamine isn't really something that's going to, build bigger muscles, okay? But that doesn't mean it's bad, and it doesn't mean that there aren't reasons to take it or reasons why you would want to take it. Some research has reported that glutamine does help with muscle soreness post-workout, and it can help with your recovery. So if you are, if you train pretty intensely, if you're constantly increasing volume and intensity, I'm talking about people very committed and going to the gym several times a week, very disciplined and scheduled in their training blocks and their routine. These people will probably benefit most from taking glutamine just to help with that recovery process, because the research does show that it can help with that soreness and that recovery. Now, it's also been used to try to help boost immune function in athletes. I didn't find a whole lot about that. But what I did find was the results on that varied. So it wasn't something that I went, oh, okay, that's definitely let's check the box. It's let's look at that a little more, see what else I could find. Now, many athletes already have high protein intakes, so they're probably already consuming large amounts of glutamine. So supplementation may not be necessary. But then again, depending on the training and the diet, it may be that it does offer a benefit, and sometimes it's more of a psychological thing. Sometimes it's, I'm doing all of this, I have a very specific goal and a very certain deadline, so these are the things I'm doing just to support me getting that desired outcome. So it might become like a psychological thing, because taking it isn't going to hurt you necessarily. So whether it's an athlete actually needs it or not is something that is going to be very individual specific, and looking at their diet, looking at their caloric intake and their energy output and all of that, their training, all of that are going to be the biggest factors determining do they need it or do they not need it. But if taking it makes them feel better, okay. Now, typically a diet contains about 3 to 6 grams a day of glutamine just from foods alone, so the things that you're eating. So what are some of these foods? Well, some of the foods that contain glutamine include chicken, fish, cabbage, spinach, dairy, beans, and lentils. So none of these are so weird or strange that you could look at the list and go, I never eat any of these foods, I need to buy more of these. Like chicken, fish, it's pretty common. You could walk into any grocery store anywhere in the USA or Canada. Lots of countries that just happen to be in the USA, but you can walk into almost any grocery store anywhere and get chicken, fish, cabbage, and all the stuff that's on this list. Now, if you're a really picky eater and you don't eat a lot of these foods, or maybe you don't eat them at all, you might want to start including those, okay? Because I can't honestly, if I'm being really honest, looking at this list, I can't look at this list and say that there would ever be a case that an individual would have to completely rely on glutamine supplementation to get their daily required amount, or to actually have it in their system. I mean, chicken, fish, dairy, like these are very common foods. Even with strict diets like keto, vegan, you can still get a lot of these foods that contain glutamine in them into your diet. So I don't think there would ever be, or it would be incredibly rare that there would be somebody who would have to supplement with glutamine just to get glutamine. That would be really odd, very odd. Now, when you've been injured, if you're recovering from illness or something, those might be times in your life that glutamine, you might not be getting that RDA, your required daily amount, or your body might not be making as much because it's in a process of recovery. Medications can certainly interfere with all kinds of interactions in the body. So those are very specific times that you might actually want to supplement with it. I don't know if it's necessary that everybody who's sick or recovering needs to supplement with glutamine, but if you are a high-level athlete and your body's been used to getting it and all of a sudden you're injured or you get very sick and it derails your training and you're kind of in a rehabilitative or recovery process or phase, probably supplementation is something you really do want to consider to keep those levels up in your body, because chances are once you get back to feeling like yourself again, you're going to be back to the gym and back to, transitioning back into that kind of lifestyle. And so you want to keep the glutamine levels in your body up. Here was something that I wanted to mention, and that is that a lot of the research says short-term use is fine, because there are really no reported negative side effects, but always check with your doctor. Now, I say that about anything, especially, even as benign as it may seem, if all of a sudden you've been living a certain lifestyle, doing things a certain way, eating certain foods, taking certain supplements, just very consistent, very patterned, very predictable, and all of a sudden you make a change, you do want to talk to a doctor, because a lot of things can factor in, like your body might not respond optimally right away to something. It may take a while. Sometimes if we make a drastic change in our lifestyle and our body doesn't respond, we get a little worried, but maybe there's just a transition phase. Okay, one example I'm going to use is if all of a sudden somebody wants to go hardcore keto, like very strict keto diet. There's a transition process involved. It's not necessarily that your body's not responding to keto. It just means that your body needs time to adapt to. So even with something like glutamine that you can get in food, if you're looking to do a major change, like all of a sudden you decide you are going to train for a national level powerlifting meet and you're going to start supplementing and you're going to start doing all these different things, it's worth having a chat with your doctor just to talk about what are some things I can expect? Are there any precautions I need to take? Because they know your medical history. Maybe you're taking certain medications or doing certain things, and they might make some suggestions that would be beneficial for you. Now, as far as how much glutamine, if you do want to supplement, if you think it's necessary, or it makes you feel better taking it because of what you're doing, the recommended dosage is to, on the conservative side, and start with around 5 grams a day. But you also have to ask, why are you taking it? If you're taking it because you think it's going to help you to build really big muscles, it's not going to do that. If you're taking it because you think that, or you feel that it's going to help with your recovery from your training, it's going to help alleviate a lot of muscle soreness, okay, go right ahead. But start conservatively, because again, if you're eating a well-balanced diet and you're eating a range of foods, you're getting that glutamine daily anyways. You're also doing a lot of extra big things that is putting a lot of stress on your muscles, so that supplementation is not going to hurt you. But you probably only need around 5 grams a day. Now, that doesn't mean that there's individuals out there that might need more. Again, this is going to be individual specific. Somebody training for a bikini fitness model event versus a power lifter, well, again, it's male, female, but these kind of maybe not the best example, but I think you know what I'm getting at. The requirements are going to be very different. So, some really big guy who's training for a big national level powerlifting meet and event might need more than 5. He might need 10, he might need 7, but again, individual specific. So ask yourself, why do you think you need to take glutamine? Be very aware of the fact it's not going to give you muscles, but it can help with your recovery and helping with the soreness and the tightness from your workouts. But you're also, check your diet. Are you eating a really good diet? Because if you are, you're getting glutamine there anyway. So that is going to factor into, do you need more or not? I'm Coach Tonya. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope it helped answer a few questions that some of you may have. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click the notification bell and the subscription button so you don't miss any of our great video content. And before you go, I really want to send you the free gift, the protein shake and smoothie book and the shaker cup. So just check that, click that pinned comment, enter your email, and we will get this to you. In the meantime, take care, be healthy, be well, and I'll talk to you soon.